Hi, boys and girls, it's Jilly. It's Thursday, so that means it's story time with Jilly. And it's Orange Day at Bethlehem Children's School for our rainbow countdown. Yesterday was red, today is orange. I'm wearing my orange shirt, and I see that Sophie is eating an orange. Hey, Sophie, want to do a joke with me?
Sure.
Come on over. Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by,
Bye.
Soph. Boys and girls, April is our new month, and April is called National Poetry Month. So I'm going to start with a poem for story time today. This one is a poem about a square by Rhonda Gowler Green. It goes like this. A square is four sides all the same. The boxes of a hopscotch game, a patch to cover up your knee, a present sent from you to me. A checkerboard of red and black, blocks to build with, share and stack. A cracker is a square to eat, a square dance is for happy feet. And if you look carefully with your artist eyes, you'll see lots and lots of squares in this picture. Okay, so that was our first one. Poems are sometimes short. The next book I have for us today is by an author that you guys thought was pretty funny when we read some of them before. The author's name is Robert Munsch. The book is about Halloween, which is really far away, but you guys like to dress up, and pumpkins are orange. So, our next book is called Boo by Robert Munsch. On Halloween, Lance went to his father and said, "This year, I am not going to wear a mask. I'm going to paint my face and make it very, very scary." "That's nice, Lance," said his father. "It's a lot less work for me. You go and paint your face." So Lance went to the bathroom and painted. Worms coming out of his hair, ants crawling on his cheeks, and snakes coming out of his mouth. Then he went downstairs, walked up behind his father, and said, "Boo!" His father turned around and yelled, "Ah!" "Not scary enough," said Lance. "I wanted him to fall over." So Lance went back upstairs and painted green brains coming out of the side of his head, one eye falling down over his face, and orange goop coming out of his nose. Then he went downstairs, walked up behind his father, and said, "Boo!" His father yelled, "Ah!" and fell right over. "Scary enough," said Lance. Then Lance put a pillowcase over his head, got another pillowcase for candy, and walked down the street. He went up to a house. Knock, knock, knock. A big man opened the door and said, "First kid for Halloween. So nice to see a little kid for Halloween." Lance lifted up his pillowcase and said, "Boo!" The man yelled, "Ah!" and fell right over. But Lance wanted some candy, so he said very softly, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. He said a little louder, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. So Lance went inside, and there was an enormous table full of candy. He put it all in his bag. Ka-thump. Then, even though his bag was very heavy, he walked down the street and went to another house. Knock, knock, knock. A lady opened up the door and said, "First kid for Halloween. So nice to see a little kid for Halloween." Lance lifted up the pillowcase and said, "Boo!" The lady yelled, "Ah!" and fell right over. But Lance wanted some candy, so he said very softly, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. He said a little louder, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. So Lance went inside, and there was an enormous table full of candy. He put it all in his bag. Ka-thump! Then Lance went right into the kitchen and opened up the refrigerator. He took out 10 boxes of ice cream, 20 cans of ginger ale, 3 watermelons, 10 frozen pizzas, and a turkey. Lance dragged the pillowcase across the porch. He fell down the stairs and landed in the middle of the street. I think he took a little bit too much stuff from that house. What do you think? Kind of not good manners. A police car came by. The policeman jumped out, looked at Lance and said, "Kid, what's the matter with you? You can't sit in the middle of the street. Take your candy and go home." "Look," said Lance, "my bag is so heavy I can't even move it. I live right down the street. Please carry my bag home." "Well, all right," said the policeman. "I'll take your bag of candy to your house." "Whoa! It's a heavy bag of candy." The policeman dragged the bag down the street, put it on Lance's front porch, and said, "Kid, you must have gone to 2,000 houses to get so much candy." "No," said Lance, "just 2." "Wait a minute," said the policeman. "How did you get so much candy at just 2 houses?" "Well," said Lance, "my face is so scary. When people see it, they fall over, and I take all the candy in the house." Said the policeman. "I'm a cop. You can't scare me. I want to see your face." "Okay," said Lance. He lifted up his pillowcase and said, "Boo." The policeman said, "Ha! If you think I'm going to fall over just because of a face like that, you are wrong. I'm going to run away." And he jumped into his car and drove away really fast. Zoom! Then Lance went inside and started to eat his first chocolate bar. There was a knock on the door. Lance opened it, and there was a teenager, the kind of kid who was much too old to go out trick-or-treating on Halloween and still goes out anyway. He had a pillowcase over his head and a bag full of candy, much bigger than Lance's. Look at the size of that candy, boys and girls. Holy moly. "Wow," said Lance, "you must have gone to 5,000 houses to get so much candy." "No," said the teenager, "just 5. "How did you get so much candy at just 5 houses?" said Lance. The teenager said, "My face is so scary that when people see it, they fall over, and I take all the candy in the house. And now I am going to scare you and take all the candy in your house." What do you think's going to happen? I wonder if the kid will fall over. I don't know. Do you think that the big kid will be scared of Lance? Or do you think Lance will be scared of the big kid? I don't know. "Maybe not," said Lance. "I want to see your face." "Okay," said the teenager. He lifted his pillowcase and yelled, "Boo!" He had worms coming out of his hair, butterflies coming out of his nose, and ants coming out of his mouth. He was scary, but not nearly as scary as Lance. "Nice try," said Lance. He lifted his pillowcase and said, "Boo!" The teenager yelled, "Ah!" dropped his bag of candy, and ran down the street. Lance took the teenager's bag of candy and dragged it into his house. His candy lasted a long time. Every day, Lance ate as much as he could. He ate candy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He ate candy in the middle of the night, but his candy still lasted until next Halloween. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Can you imagine having all of that candy? I think that would be too much candy. Okay, our last book for story time today is kind of a funny one. It's not about orange, but I know that you guys love funny books. And this one's called Dinosaurs Love Underpants by Claire Friedman and Ben Court. And I know that all of my friends in the Sprouts room love dinosaurs. Oh my goodness, that's a funny page that the illustrator made. Do you remember that the illustrator is the artist who made all the pictures? Do you remember who wrote the book? The author is Claire Friedman. And look at that, orange dinosaur. Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Dinosaurs. Ooh, and it's a rhyming book, perfect for Poetry Month. Dinosaurs were all wiped out a long way back in history. No one knows quite how or why. Now this book solves the mystery. Do you remember when we saw the woolly mammoth at the museum? Oh no, it was a mastodon. It all began with cavemen, felt embarrassed in the nude, so someone dreamed up underpants to stop them from looking crude. The dinosaurs roamed everywhere, all teeth and huge long necks, but scariest and meanest was Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look at that big orange dinosaur. He has down eyebrows. When T-Rex saw a man's undies, he roared with deafening rants. I don't want to eat you up, I want your underpants. T-Rex stole a furry pair, but his briefs quickly ripped. He couldn't get them past his feet. Oh, whoops! Watch out! He tripped. Triceratops was happy, wearing undies on every horn. Still, Styracosaurus snatched them, and they ended up all torn. How do you think that made him feel? Probably he had a down smile. The pants from woolly mammoth coats made Stegosaurus itchy. Diplodocus was really mad. His briefs were way too pinchy. We're running low on underpants, the cavemen quaked in shock. These dinos are undies crazy. They've completely run amok. Oh, there's another thing that's orange, boys and girls. Orange fire. Soon undies were flying everywhere, all torn by tooth and claw. The dinosaurs were fighting in a great briefs tug of war. Ay, 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 they are not sharing, not kind. The mighty underpants war raged all night. Thump, pow, bash, thwack, clout. The fighting got so crazy, all the dinos were wiped out. The next day, out the caveman crept and cheered at what they saw. Hooray! Our biggest enemy is now at last no more. So when you put your undies on, always treat them with great care. Don't forget, briefs saved mankind. They're not just underwear. And look, an orange kitty. And that boy has orange on his shirt and orange on his socks. And an orange stuffy. The end. Thanks for coming to story time. I'll see you next time. Love you and miss you guys.